Hi there. So this is like take 5 because I keep getting interrupted. But I wanted to do an update for my pregnancy. It's been quite a while. Uh, I'm 13 weeks along now, which I think is quite a bit further than my last video where it was like 7 or 8. So I wanted to get this out there because I know I'm going to forget all of these things as I'm going through pregnancy. I try and think back to my other 2 pregnancies, and after the birth, all of the bad things kind of go away. But I would like to be able just to remember the different stages and the beauty of it all. The pain, the suffering you go through, it's all worth it in the end, but it's good to remember. So, I look like a mess right now because it's bedtime and I just got out of the shower after getting back from the gym, which I don't want to be deceiving. It's only the second time I've gone this week, and it's like 3 or 4 times that I've been since 7 weeks along when the nausea kicks in, and morning sickness is so wonderful. With my first 2 pregnancies, I was on Zofran. That's a medication to help with the nausea, and it worked beautifully for my first 2 pregnancies. For some reason, this pregnancy has decided not to work as well, so I'm still kind of battling it, even this far along. And pretty much my first trimester with morning sickness is just awful. So it's kind of dwindling down, which is why I've been going back to the gym. And hopefully I can continue that because going to the gym is amazing. I can totally tell a difference between this pregnancy with going to the gym and trying to stay active and trying to eat healthier than with my last 2 pregnancies where I was mostly working with both. Sitting in an office all day, eating crap food, snacking, and being really lazy. So I can definitely tell a difference. I'm going to try and keep it up as long as I can. And it just has really helped with a lot of the symptoms. The number 1 symptoms that it's really helped with is constipation, which of course nobody wants to talk about, but it really is common. I've heard from a lot of other pregnant women that they have it, and super uncomfortable. I mean, nobody wants to go through that. It can cause bloating, gassiness, cramping. It's just awful. And drinking tons of water isn't working for you, definitely try just moving around, staying active, working out like 2-3 times a week. Totally helps with staying regular and just not having to deal with all the side effects of constipation. So other symptoms that I kind of want to go through are things that might be just personal to me, or other people might have them, which I would love to tell you right now that I can feel for you, and I'm so sorry. And dealing with these little tiny things all day long is just awful, and nobody wants to go through that, and no wonder our hormones are all over the place. So yeah, probably my smallest symptom right now is just itchy skin, and for me it's not just when I got stretch marks on my stomach, it is all over my body, and starting even right now, like before the stretch marks even come into play. Some things that I've been able to do for it are switching to softer soap. Dove soap kind of helps. Soap still kind of dries you out. Turning down the temperature of the shower is a huge one, which I hate because I love my scalding showers. But turning down that temperature really helps with your skin. Definitely after every shower using baby oil, which for me, lotion is just not strong enough. And when I talked to a dermatologist with my first pregnancy, he said, use the baby oil, it's the best thing you can do. It definitely softens my skin. Itching kind of helps, like with your skin being less dry, it's less itchy, but there's still that itchy there, and I think that's just something with pregnancy you're just gonna have to deal with, which I hate, but you get over it. probably the next thing is the restless leg syndrome. I don't know if anybody else gets this during pregnancy, but for me, it is awful. And if you have it, I am so, so sorry, because there's really nothing you can do about it since it's all mental. The only thing I've been able to do with restless leg syndrome, which I get mostly at night, is basically just go to sleep, because that way you're not having to deal with it. There's nothing I can do, but I'm not sure if it's just me because it runs in my family, or if it really is just a pregnancy thing. So hopefully no one else has to deal with that, because it's awful. And yeah, then the next thing would probably be the constipation, which I've already talked about. I've heard drinking lots of water, and of course a ton of leafy vegetables. Dark green leafy vegetables are supposed to help with that. For me, my first trimester, it's like, yeah, nice try. Trying to keep those down, even trying to force myself to eat them, is pretty impossible. So definitely stick with the movement, taking walks, working out if you can. It helps a ton. And definitely drinking a ton of water, but sometimes that's not enough. So yeah, other little things during my pregnancies, which I noticed later in my pregnancies, and this time it's coming in earlier, is little red spots on my face, which I really hate, but at least they go away after the pregnancy. And they tend to be on this more sensitive skin, which is like right around my eyes. They're just tiny, and probably only I can see them when I'm staring close up into the mirror in the bathroom. But it's just really strange. Oh, something that really bugs me, and it's been happening a lot with this pregnancy, more than the others, I'm pretty sure, is the metallic taste in my mouth. It's kind of like in the back of my tongue. It tastes like I'm sucking on like a rusty spoon, and it's awful, and not even gum will take away the taste. So I end up brushing my teeth a lot, which I've heard really isn't too good when you're throwing up, because it kind of breaks away the enamel in your mouth with all the acidity and then scraping it with the toothbrush. So not a whole lot I can do except I try and eat, and of course the only thing I want to eat is high sugar, high fat, and high salt when I'm nauseous, which is not great for trying to keep the weight down. So really trying to monitor that. Fruit kind of helps, so I've been trying to stick to that. Of course, it's more high acidic fruits, the oranges. I love lemons and limes, so I'm kind of weird like that. But yeah, that metallic taste is just constant. It's every day. I wish I could figure out what it is, but anyway. Joint pain. Joint pain has just started for me. Like if you're lying on your side, on your hip or whatever, my hip will start to hurt, and then I can kind of feel like my whole pelvic bone out of sync, and it just starts being really painful. And then the lower back pain starts, and I don't know if that's just me. I'm pretty sure I've had this with all of my pregnancies about this time. I know that there's the hormones that start kicking in, the relaxin that helps your joint bones, the joints in your pelvis start relaxing so that they have the ability to move more during labor. So but it's really uncomfortable when you're trying to sit, and you can't sit for very long in one position, which also doesn't help with sleep. So that gets me to my next one, is sleeping. Sleeping for longer than 2 hours is pretty much a dream right now. Every couple of hours I get uncomfortable, I have to move, or my husband's snoring wakes me up. So for some reason I'm a much lighter sleeper during my pregnancies, which I hate, because I love my sleep. Yeah, so other than that, other than those few things, pregnancy has been kind of a blur. With 2 little boys, it's going by much faster. I still have a hard time believing that I'm pregnant, since this one wasn't planned. And, you know, I don't find myself worrying as much about my future C-section versus VBAC dilemma. I am still trying for a VBAC. I'm going to try and do everything I can. I thought I would be more focused on it day to day, and it would be more pressing and, just more of a concern, because this is probably my last child and probably my last chance at a VBAC with 2 C-sections under my belt. But it really just probably haven't had enough time to even worry about it. So I think that's a good thing. I'm keeping really positive about it, and just trying to stay healthy as much as I can and keep good vibes in the house, which, is something that I haven't ever really focused on before. But with not working and being home and trying to raise my boys, I think I have a little more time to work on that. So I'm super excited to be 13 weeks along. I'm almost to my 2nd trimester, which is always a big step. And was just able to tell my family over Thanksgiving. We kind of waited a little bit longer with this one. I don't know why, it just felt right. So they all just barely found out last week and are all super excited. And they can't wait till June. I definitely can. I can wait forever. It feels like I've always heard that the transition from 2 to 3 kids is probably the hardest transition. And of course, probably every transition is really hard, but yeah, I'm excited for this baby, not excited for the learning curve that I know is going to be coming. So yeah, I'm super eager and excited and just trying to do my best, which is what everybody, I guess, is doing right now. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, I'm going to try and get up a new post on my blog soon, and talk a little bit more about the exercise and the benefits, and what things to look out for, things to keep in mind, like your heart rate, perspiration, what happens when you start to feel dizzy, different things like that. So look for that on my blog. Okay, thanks so much.